Hi, beautiful people. It's me, Ru, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, today what we're doing is October predictions. Now, what we're going to get into is going to be 3 sections in each reading. So one section is going to be love and connection. The second section is going to be career and or studies. And for the third part of the reading is going to be in general, spiritually, what wants to come out in October. Anything that wants to come out is gonna come out. Okay, I'm not gonna force it. Anything that wants to come out. So yeah, so we have 3 piles here. So pile 1 is the Villains tarot deck. So for pile 2 is the horror tarot, and for pile 3 is the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot. So I wanted to do Halloween theme. So happy Halloween for anybody who celebrates. Feliz Dia de los Muertos, whoever celebrates. So yeah, anything that wants to come out. So yeah, let's get into it. Everything should be down below, in the description down below. Please look at the description down below. You won't regret it. So yeah, don't be afraid to help out. So yeah, sorry, let's get into it. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and thank you for watching. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the Villains tarot deck, this reading is for you. Now, before we get into tarot, I kind of want to tap into the general overview of what October wants to cut. Like what is October going to be like for you, if that makes sense. The overall the overview. Oh my god, why can't I speak? Okay, I hope that made sense. So we got number 19. Is it Syrians? B, responsibilities, lessons, or growing up. So I feel like this is very self-explanatory. And you know how, look, you see how they're facing the other way and then there's like a mermaid here? I don't know why, but it seems like the mermaid is trying to get this sea creature attention. Like the mermaid wants to get the sea creature's attention. And I feel like you're the sea creature. I feel like when it comes to the overall things in your life and your situations in life, I feel like a lot of things want your attention, but you're not giving them the time of day. This could be I feel like this is just in general. Like, so when it comes to your career, when it comes to love, when it comes to in general your life, I feel like you don't pay mind to a lot of things. I feel like you could come off very nonchalant as well. I don't know, it just seems like you don't care. And not that it's bad or good, it just seems like you're like, you care about other things in life, if that makes sense. I hope that made sense. Like, I feel like what your vibe is like right now, as at least, is like you don't care. And I feel like coming into October, you're not gonna care either way. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of like carefree energy, but also I don't care energy. I don't give up, energy. So I don't know, I feel like coming up October, maybe you're learning not to care as much or not take things too personally as well when it comes to all aspects in your life. Like maybe you're learning to like how it says here, growing up, like maybe you're learning to kind of like moving on. Like you're learning to move on from situations, because you're like I'm hoping you're an adult watching this and you might be like, I'm grown, like I'm an adult, I can move on from this. And I feel like this October you're gonna learn that. Like you're learning how to move on from every aspect of your life that no longer serves you. Excuse me. Okay, So let's get into the 3 sections. So there's going to be a love section, there's going to be a career and studies or studies, and then in general and spiritually it wants to come out. So let's do love first. So that's love. So we have the 4 of Wands and Strength. Oh, that's beautiful. So we got Strength and the 4 of Wands. Okay, for this pile, you could be single or not. It really doesn't matter. But what I want to say is that you should celebrate where you are in life, especially when it comes to your love life. You should celebrate, especially if you're single. Like, celebrate your single, like your single life. Like, celebrate yourself. Celebrate the life that you have. You know, like, a lot of people would probably, I don't know, there is this energy, like, a lot of people would wish that they had a life like yours. So, like, just be, like, happy that you're not, like, I don't know, especially if you're single. You don't have to be single, but I feel like a lot of people that chose this file might be single, and they might, I don't know, it just seems like you have to be a little bit more optimistic with your single life and, like, be happy where you are, because I think, I don't know, it seems, okay, I don't know why I'm talking all over the place. It just seems like it's all over the place somehow, but I hope I'm making sense, and I hope this isn't too much. But what I'm seeing is that you are you're already very optimistic when it comes to your love life, and, like, you're like, I know I'm gonna find somebody, I know I'm gonna be with somebody, but I'm gonna enjoy the time I have with myself right now. And I think that's a very beautiful energy to be in. Yeah, like, when it comes to responsibilities, lessons, and growing up, like, maybe you're in an era or in a space that you're like, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. I'm not ready to have those responsibilities. I'm not ready to be with somebody and put somebody before me, you know. And that's okay. Like, you're not selfish for thinking that way. You're not a bad person for thinking that way either. Oh my god, was it crooked all this time? Sorry. Is that better? Sorry. But, like, you're not a bad person for thinking that way, and you're not a bad person to choose to be single. And, like, a lot of people in this pile, I feel like a lot of you are choosing to be single right now, and, like, it just seems like you're very, very happy in your single life right now. And, like, you should celebrate your single life. And if you have a birthday coming up on October specifically, or, like, the rest of the year, so October, November, December, or if you had I don't know, it seems like fall energy. A lot of fall energy could be significant here. So if you have a birthday, maybe during your birthday time, it's gonna be very significant for you to, like, I don't know, to kind of grasp your singleness and just be happy where you are. I feel like maybe around your birthday, you're gonna realize, like, wow, yeah, I'm single, I'm alone, quote unquote alone, but I'm happy, and I'm happy where I am, and as you should be. When it comes to your love life, I feel like you are just gonna choose your happiness over anything, and I feel like being in a relationship is a very big responsibility for you, that you're not ready for that. So you're like, it seems like you're like, I'd rather be happy. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people in this pile are choosing to be single, are choosing not to find, or, like, to find love, or to, like, be even in a situationship, you know. You're like, I'm not in a place in my life to be in that. And I feel like this October, you're going to be in that energy still. Like, you're still going to be very much, like, not focused on love, but also focus on a lot of self-love, but also focus on just celebrating where you are, you know. Like, you're not looking for the future, you're not looking at the past, you're just celebrating where you are right now. And when it comes to your love life, it seems like where you are right now is very optimistic and very calm, and you're like, I don't think you want to kind of mess the energy up by being in a situationship or in a relationship. you know. And not that relationships and relationships or connections make you stress out, but I don't think you're in a place to kind of put yourself out there, and that's completely okay. You don't have to be. You understand yourself more than anybody, and if you know that in your truest self that you're not ready for it, it's okay to stay in your lane, vibing. So yeah, let's get into career and studies. So we got 2 as well. So for career and studies, we have, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of Wands. And we got 4 of 4? Is this 4? Yeah. Yeah, 4 of Coins. For a lot of people, I feel like when it comes to your career / or studies, you've been in this position for a while. This could be career or studies. It really doesn't matter. Like maybe if we're talking about job or career, you've been in this career for a while now, and I don't know. Maybe like maybe you're thinking of, or maybe you're not feeling as satisfied as you used to when it comes to your job or career and or studies. It seems like you've been in a place a very long time, and I think you're not as satisfied as you used to be. Like here, as you like, I don't know if you can see, but she's like taking off her crown or she's putting it on, but the way I saw it is like she's taking off her crown, and I feel like you are very much like in this position of like, should I stay or should I go, you know, in your career / studies energy. And I feel like on October, I feel like you're still going to be in that energy of being like, I don't know if I should or not. Because with the 4 of Coins here, I think you're going to realize this October that your career and studies is very, very personal to you, and it's very sacred to you. Maybe money in general is very sacred to you. And that's completely okay. And I feel like this October as well, when it comes to money specifically, you're going to be kind of, I wanted to say the word stingy, but also stingy with yourself. Like you're not going to spend on accessories or makeup if you don't need to, you know, if that makes sense. Like you're not going to spend money where you don't need to spend money on. I feel like this October you're going to like save up a little bit. And maybe you're saving up because you're not in you're in a place to kind of want to move on from where you are right now. Because I don't think you're as satisfied as you used to be. Maybe it feels like it's just kind of like, how do I say this? Like it's kind of repetitive. That's the word. Like it's very repetitive, and I think you're getting bored of it, which is completely okay. I think this October, I think you're gonna be very stingy with your money, but with yourself, but also you're going to kind of realize that I don't think you're gonna make a decision this October when it comes to your career and or studies. I think you're just gonna be thinking about it and thinking of how can you move forward, but I think you're gonna stop yourself a lot when it comes to this. Yeah, I think you're going to be very just kind of stuck in this energy when it comes to your career and studies. And not that you can't handle it, it's just more like, I don't know, you're in a position to just you kind of want to move forward from it. And it shows a lot. Like, I think you just want to... Okay, this is such a weird analogy, but you know, if you wear bras, okay, if you wear bras and then after a long day of wearing that bra and then you take it off, that feeling, that's the feeling that you're searching for when it comes to this career and studies situation. That's the feeling that I feel like you're searching for when it comes to your career and studies. And I think it's very hard for you to find it, but it's not impossible. And that's what I want to tell you. It's not impossible. If you feel like you want to change careers or change even majors, if that's one of some of you. I don't think you should be afraid to do that. I don't think you should be closed off to doing that, right? And I think what I do want to tell you is, like, think about it before you make a irrational decision. But, like, I want you to, like, I think this October you're going to be thinking about it. I don't know if you're going to put action into it later, but I think this October you're going to be thinking of moving forward from this position that you're in when it comes to your career and studies. And I just want to tell you that it's okay to question it, and it's okay to question your career and studies, and it's okay to change your mind. Like Hannah Montana once said, you can change your mind, you can change your outfit, or you can change your hair, you know, whatever the song goes. But yeah, that's a very good song. Anyway, but you have the right to change your mind, but also just take your time changing your mind. It's okay to change your mind. Just take your time making that decision. Because you don't want to regret it at the end. So yeah, I think that's your career. Yeah, let's get into spiritually / in general, what wants to come out. Oh, we got the High Priestess, and we got the 7 of Coins. Oh, look at all the green. Oh my gosh. It's a lot of green. I think it's going back to, like, trust your intuition this month. With the High Priestess, you have to trust your intuition. And what is that, a crow or a vulture? It looks like a vulture, but I don't know, like, I feel like black birds could be significant. There's a song called Blackbird, so it's a very beautiful song. I think it's by the Beatles. Am I wrong? But then Beyonce made it, like, she did it in the album Cowboy Carter. So I really like Beyonce's version. It's very beautiful. Anyway. So yeah, I think going and the green signifies the heart chakra. So what I want to, like, remind you is, like, if you're following your heart, you're following your intuition, it would not lead you astray. I promise you this right now. If you follow your heart and your intuition and your logical brain, right, because they all have to coexist together, but specifically your heart and intuition, it will not lead you astray. It will not, I promise you. It's going to lead you where you belong and where you feel more comfortable. And I think that's what I want to remind you. Like, in general, that is the vibe that you want to keep reminding yourself as. And if it's an affirmation for you as well, like, remind yourself that you are your heart. You are in a place to take care of yourself and take care of your decisions. You are okay. And I think what I want to remind you is that if you lead with your heart and with your intuition, you will not regret it. And that's regarding everything. This is just a general overview of, like, October, right? And I feel like this October you're going to really, like, you're going to try at least to follow your heart and follow your intuition more. And maybe, like, I feel like some people watching this might not be as spiritually connected, and that's okay. Like, maybe you're barely coming into, like, tarot, you're barely understanding spirit, and you're barely understanding, like, this whole new concept of life and this whole new concept in the world, right? And I think this is a good way to understand yourself as well, but also just reminding yourself that this October specifically, you're not going to, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. You are okay, I promise. And I feel like your intuition is going to be very heightened this month as well. with the high priestess. I feel like it's going to be very heightened. If anything, I feel like you might work on your intuition this month. And you might actually like put your intuition forward and trust yourself more and be in a position to just be in a position to trust yourself. Yeah, I think that's the main thing this October, is just trusting yourself and trusting your intuition and trusting that you are in a path where you belong right now. And this October, I feel like this October might be very, very calm energy, but also very stressful in a way that's like, you just don't know what's next. You know, I think you're going to be a little bit anxious of not knowing what's next, specifically in October, especially in October. But what I feel like in general, you're going to trust yourself more. And once you trust yourself more, you're going to be led to where you belong. If that makes sense. Okay. Let's get some advice for you. And the color green could be significant as well. Can I get some advice for pile 1? Advice for pile 1. Okay. We got the antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. Yeah, so I feel like if you feel like you're in a place, like if you feel stuck in general, like if you feel very stuck, I think it's going to, this October is like the startup of, like, it's like a race. Like what I'm thinking about is like a marathon, right? It's like a marathon. Like you want to be the first one to win, right? But you also have the goal to finish the marathon, if that makes sense. You know, you want to be the first one finishing the marathon, but you also want to finish the marathon. And if you're not the first one, that's okay. But where you are right now, you're just tying your shoes. I hope that makes sense. Like right now, you're just tying your shoes. You're not even in the marathon yet. You're just tying your shoes, getting ready for the marathon. And I think that's the analogy that I want to kind of end with, is that even if life might be boring right now, just know that even in October, it might be a little bit boring, like in your eyes, but I think you're going to learn spiritually and internally about yourself, and you're going to see this time, like in the future are going to look at this time in the past, and you're going to be like, wow. Either you're going to miss it, or you're going to be like, damn, I learned a lot during that time. And I think you shouldn't say things are boring or situations in your life are boring, because those boring moments are going to matter to you in the future. So yeah. So I hope that resonated. Happy Halloween to everybody. Happy Feliz Dia de los Muertos to everybody. And thank you if you celebrate. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you in my next, hopefully. Bye. Hi, pile 2. If you chose this horror tarot, this reading is for you. Now, before we get into tarot, I kind of want to get into like the overview of October for you. So we have number 3, Alpha Draconians, corrupt, unethical cults. Ooh, okay. Very interesting energy. A lizard could be significant. Maybe you own a lizard or a reptile of some kind. Corrupt, unethical cults. Don't be scared for this card. Please don't be scared. So I feel like for October, you might be a little bit more religious than you expect. Like maybe you might be very connected to spirit this October, or you might be very, maybe if you believe in God, more connected with God this October. Like it seems like you're going to be very looking for answers through a spiritual realm, if that makes sense. Like through spirit, through your ancestors, through your spirit guides, through God, through the universe. I feel like you're going to be very spiritual I wanted to say season, so this could be fall as well, like just overall fall, but maybe starting October, that's when you're gonna start being in that area and being in that position and being in that energy. So let's get into tarot. So I already kind of shuffled your cards. So for the first part, we're going to do the love and connection. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. And the Hierophant. Ooh. This deck is very cool. I haven't used it in my channel yet. It's very cute. Well, cute, like, you know, scary way, I guess. Okay. Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze. Wait. No. Wait. No, I don't. Okay. I had to sneeze, but it didn't come out. Anyway, so you got the Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant for... Yeah, okay, so the Hierophant. This is very Hierophant energy as well. But anyway, you got the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles for your love life / connection. For a lot of you, I wouldn't be surprised if you are in a connection right now. And this October, it might get a little bit more serious than you expect. Because I feel like you have standards when it comes to love and connection. And when it comes to connections in general, I feel like this October... Told you. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you. Anyway, this October, I feel like you're starting to either build your standards when it comes to connection or be in a position that you don't want to lower your standards anymore. Like maybe you used to lower your standards, not anymore. But if you are in a connection, this could be two types of people. Ones that you are in a connection / relationship, or you're not and you're single. For the people that are in a connection, I feel like it could get a little bit more serious. A little bit more, I heard internal seriousness. So maybe like you might feel that it's getting very much serious. And I feel like you actually kind of like it. Like you like it. You like seriousness in connection. So it's going to be very positive for you. But for the people that are single or not in a connection, I feel like you're going to kind of build your standards up. And you're going to be in an energy of like, these are my standards. If you're not capable of being in those standards, that's okay. Just don't talk to me. If that makes sense. Like, all due respect, right? Like, out of respect. But it's like, you know what your standards are, and you're not in a place to lower them anymore. Like maybe you used to lower them for some people, but not anymore. You're over it. Because when you did lower them, you got hurt at the end. Like you got in a position that you didn't want to be in. You got embarrassed at the end, if that makes sense. And maybe some people might tell you're unethical, or you're in a position to... You're like maybe some people might say like your standards are too high, but then in reality they're not. They're just, you just don't fit them, and that's okay. That's okay. You're not for me, you know? And I feel like this October, it's just gonna be more balanced in your standards and balance in your energy when it comes to connection, and how you do want a stable and like you want a connection with longevity. And I think that's a very beautiful energy for you. But if you are in a connection, I wouldn't be surprised if you get in a more serious connection with this person that you're dealing with, regardless, like a higher commitment somehow. So let's get into career and studies. So we got 3 of Cups. Oh, that's cute. And the 10 of Wands. For a lot of people, maybe you started a new job or a new career or a new like for a lot of you, I wouldn't be surprised if you changed jobs recently, or you got a new job, or you just started working somewhere. But for some of you, maybe you changed. Maybe you have the same career, but you changed like position, or you changed location somehow. For a lot of you, but I feel like maybe at first this is a very heavy energy, and it seems like it's a lot in your plate. But I feel like you might meet some people, like with the Three of Cups here, you might meet people at work or in your studies that are going to be very significant in your life. And you might already have these people around you, like, are very significant in your life, and you're like, I'm very grateful for them, and I think you are very grateful. And I feel like when it comes to these people in your career / studies, it's okay to confide in them, if that makes sense. Like, it's okay to tell them how you feel. It's okay to kind of not gossip, but like tell them like what's wrong with your career, like what's wrong with the job, you know, like tell them like, oh my god, did you I can't believe they said that, like I can't believe they are asking us to do this, you know. Like sometimes it's okay to confide in those people and confide in these people around you when it comes to your job, because I feel like when it comes to your career / studies, the only people that could understand where you're coming from are the people in that so-called career / studies that you're in. I think those people might understand where you're coming from more than anybody, right? So it's okay to kind of put yourself out there and be vocal on how you feel about your career and studies with the people around you. Of course, only if you trust them, right? But I feel like you're going to be in a position that maybe being vocal about how you feel might be very helpful when it comes to career and studies. And I feel like this October you might either meet new people that you can do this with, or you might just make stronger connections that you might make the connections stronger, if that makes sense. Like the connections you already have at work, they might become stronger this October. But it might, like, also in October, it might be a very heavy load for you, and it might be very heavy job / study. Like maybe you are doing both. Maybe you're at work, but also you study. You know, you're in college, you're in the university, so you could be doing both. So that could be very heavy for you as well. But again, going back to like meeting people in these areas that you're in could be very helpful for you. And this October, you might meet people that could just be very beneficial for you and very helpful, and you just emotionally and maybe financially or economically, or maybe you can move forward with your career by meeting these people and being around these people and getting advice from these people as well. So don't try to push them away. Try to let them enlighten you when it comes to this. So yeah, let's get into general overview. So we got the Hangman. Oh, that's creepy. Imagine. And we got the Seven of Swords. Yeah, okay. A lot of you might want to self-sabotage situations in your life, especially coming this October. And what I'm telling you is that you shouldn't. You shouldn't. And maybe there's a part of you that maybe you used to believe in God, and now you're like, I don't even know if God is real anymore. And that's the thing. I want to say this completely. You should question religion. You should question spirituality. You should question everything that you grew up with, or what you thought you believed in, or what you believe in. You should question it. That's how we have critical thinking, okay? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't believe in them. I'm saying you should question them. Just because you question something doesn't make it false, okay? So I feel like a lot of you might question a lot of your beliefs this October. And what I want to tell you is to sit in that energy. I want you to sit in that energy, sit on that. Okay, why am I questioning this? Is it okay to question this? Is it okay to say this? It's okay. Is it okay to assume this? Is it, you know, and it's okay to find results and answers with your questions. But right now, I think when you have these questions or these thoughts or these ideas when it comes to your religion, spirituality, anything that is higher being, when it comes to you, like a higher being, anything, spirit guides, ancestors, anything, it's okay to question that, but stay in that questioning energy. So to see where it leads you. Don't try to find answers yet. Just question. And it's okay to question it. Don't be afraid to question it. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to question it, because just because you question something doesn't mean it's false, doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that you're questioning it, and that's okay. It's okay to have questions. It's okay to be have critical thinking in a way that's like, okay, what if this happens? How is this gonna happen? You know, like, it's okay to criticize, and it's okay to be in a position that you just don't know 100% if it's true or not, and that's okay. And that's completely okay. So don't be afraid to be in that position. Even if it might be scary, don't be afraid. Oh, that was such a bad shit. Let's get some advice for you. Let's get some advice for you. Okay, so we got groundhog spirit. Time to let go. Number 31. So yeah, I think this is just confirmation of like, it's okay to let go of your beliefs sometimes, and you can always come back to them. And I think that's what I want to remind you when it comes to your beliefs in general. When it comes to your love life, career, spirituality, anything that you believe in, it could be anything that you have beliefs on. It's okay to stop believing in that, and because you can always come back to that belief, you know. And I think that's why it's time to let go. It's like you can always just come back to it. You can let it go right now, but you can always come back to the situation, and always remind yourself of that. If you want to come back, you can, but if you don't, that's okay too. And you can learn to just let it go. Let go of situations, let go of your thought process, let go of what you believe in. It's okay to expand your mind to newer and different things. You don't have to think a certain way. You don't have to believe a certain way. You can just believe and be, and that's enough. So yeah, I hope this resonated. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween to anybody who celebrates. Feliz Dia de los Muertos for anyone who celebrates. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next, hopefully. Bye. Hi Pile 3. If you chose the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck, this reading is for you. Now, before we get into tarot, I kind of want to get into the overall energy this month for you. The overall, like the overview of this month. So what do we get? So we have number 6, Arcturians. I don't know how to say that. Feeling safe, wisdom keepers, concern. It seems like for you, Pile 3, you're going to be very, like, the energy here seems very, like, wholesome. I don't know how to explain it. Like, just very wholesome and very, very wholesome and just very, very in peace, but also very observant and very in the moment. I don't know how to explain it. Just very wholesome energy. Like, you're going to be in a very wholesome energy this month. I think you are going to be, like, you see how she's like in this little orbit bubble? I do feel like you might be in this little bubble in your life, like very like in your own space all the time, but also very wholesome and very open with a lot of people around you. I don't know, it just seems like you're gonna be very wholesome and just very, very sweet and very, like, I'm thinking of chocolate, I'm thinking of candy, I don't know, like, just very sweet that you give me cavities. I don't know, it just seems like you're gonna be in a very wholesome energy that you can't help but express that to other people, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have 3 sections. So the first section is going to be love and connection. So we got the Ace of Wands. Let's put that over here. We got the Ace of Wands, and we got the, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Six of Presents, Six of Pentacles, and the Ace of Candles, Ace of Wands. So when it comes to your love life and connection, I do feel like you might, if you haven't met anybody recently, I wouldn't be surprised this October you might tip your toes in the water of dating, or tip your toes in like a connection or something. There is this connection that's coming up. Like it seems like a newer connection, like a new connection coming up into your life, and it's gonna be very reciprocated. Now, again, this is October predictions, but what I want to say is that this could mean that maybe in October the energy is kind of, how do I say, like the October the energy is kind of moving forward for you to meet this person. You know, you might not even meet this person in October. It could happen though, but I feel like in October either you're gonna meet somebody new and make a new connection with them, or it's like the start of like energy, like momentum in this connection, momentum before you meet them. There's just gonna be energy around you too, especially you, because this reading is for you, right? So yeah, I feel like, I don't know, and it seems like a very, very new connection for you, if that makes sense. Very new and very wholesome, and just very happy, if that makes sense. Very like, sorry for the cutout, there's a cutout, but what I was saying is that I feel like maybe for a lot of you, you might be seeking this connection a little bit more than expected, but I think that's okay energy. That's a very positive energy, because it seems like you are very happy looking for this connection. Like you're not afraid to put yourself out there. You're not afraid to and this could be for any connection that you come across. It doesn't have to be romantic. Like any connection that you can, like if you connect with somebody under the surface level, like even if it's like surface level or not, or deeper than that, it seems like you just are very, very wholesome with it, and very just happy that you connected with people. You're a very, very connective person, and you love connection, and it's very beautiful, because I think this October you might be stirring up for a very, very in-depth connection with somebody else, specifically romantic. And it seems like it's a very new connection for you as well, and it seems like it's very, very beautiful. And I think this October you might start feeling the momentum in your love life when it comes to this connection. Yeah, I feel like it's very, very beautiful connection and very beautiful energy when it comes to your love life. And I think you just have to be patient. I think you are being patient. I think that's the most beautiful part about it too. So yeah, and I feel like once it's here, you're going to grab it and you're going to be ready for it. You know, like I think you're building up to get ready for it, if that makes sense. So let's get into career and studies. So we have the Three of Wands and the King of Pentacles, or the King of Presents. The Three of Candles and the King of Presents. So basically the Three of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So automatically, I feel like when it comes to your career and your studies, you're going to be very financially good, if that makes sense. I feel like maybe you were saving up for now, and maybe when it comes to October, November, and December, like this could be like, you know how December there's like Christmas. You don't have to celebrate Christmas, but like it's gift giving and stuff. But it seems like, I don't know, it feels like maybe you were saving up this whole year, and now you're ready to like kind of splurge on things for yourself. And with the Three of Wands, like this could be traveling as well. Like maybe you're gonna put money into travel when it comes to studying. Maybe you want to study abroad, or you want to work further where like where you usually are, like maybe you're thinking of moving or something. I don't know, it seems like you're very, very you're just ready for it. Like you're ready to be in this position that you always were meant to be in, if that makes sense, when it comes to your career and studies. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you may either make more money around this time, or maybe you saved up to splurge right now. I just heard splurge for your mom or your mother. So maybe you're gonna splurge. You're just not gonna splurge for yourself. You're gonna splurge for other people too. But it seems very, very beautiful energy. Yeah, it seems like a very beautiful energy that you're going to be in when it comes to your career and or studies. But I feel like you might travel, or you might put money into travel eventually, and you might take some days to travel. And I feel like you deserve it. You should do it. Like if you want a sign, this is your sign. Go do it, especially if you want to travel soon. Maybe during Christmas time, that's when you want to travel, or like Halloween time, or just in general, this time is the time that you want to travel, or you want to make plans to travel, if that makes sense. Yeah, it seems like it's a very, very wholesome energy, and a very like, you're not afraid to get what you want, in a very respectful and very demure energy, if that makes sense. Like you look like, it seems like you're going to be in a very demure and classy energy, if that makes sense. Very demure, very classy. Yeah, I do think you're going to be in that energy, especially when it comes to your career and studies. Very demure, very classy. Yep, for sure. I don't know, that was very self-explanatory. Let's get into like the general energy, or spiritually and in general. This is Halloween. Halloween. So we got, what is this, a 9 of Wands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of Wands. Have you ever seen I think it's Family Guy or American Dad? No, I think it's Family Guy. The one that's like, I'm a centipede. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That one. They're like they're like counting the legs. I don't know. That's a funny part of the show. I hope I'm making sense when I said that. With the 9 of Wands and the Ace of Cups, I feel like the emotionally, spiritually, in general side of you, when it comes to October, is that don't be afraid to get what you want. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there to get what you want. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable to get what you want. I feel like you might be in a position that you might be a little bit scared to put yourself out there, but I promise you, you're gonna be in a position that's gonna be very helpful for you to put yourself out there. It's gonna, like with this butterfly here, it's like it's gonna help you spread your wings and fly away and be free. So I feel like being vulnerable right now and being open is gonna be very, very beneficial for you this October. Have an open heart, and I feel like you might be very skeptical sometimes to do that, but I feel like this October you're starting to do that, if that makes sense. Like you're starting to do that, and I think this October you might even see some what's that word, results by being vulnerable this month, and positive ones too. But yeah, very, very demure, very classy energy that you're going to be in this October in general. Let's get some advice for you. That was such a bad shuffle. Just some advice for pile 3. Some advice for pile 3. We'll get both. So we got 29 and 59. So the first one, see the big picture, and giraffe spirit, and then starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of realizations this month as well. I think you're going to realize that you're going to see the big picture. You're going to understand why things happen, why they happen the way it happened, if that makes sense. I just sounded like I would like that I think it's Kendall talking to Kylie or something, and like she's like, I would like, you say you want to experiencing things, but if you really wanted to experience that, you would experience those experiences or something like that. I don't know how she says it, but I feel like I said it like that. Anyway, but it's true. Like, I feel like if you want to experiencing things, you would go out and experiencing those things because you want to experience experiences, right? So don't be afraid to experience situations, and because you won't know the possibility or the how further it can go if you don't experience it. So don't be afraid to experience things to find the big picture in your life and in general. So yeah, I hope this resonated. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween to anybody who celebrates. Feliz Dia de los Muertos, whoever celebrates. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next, hopefully. Bye.